They lied to us. They said there was nothing to worry about, that the sale of 20% of America's uranium to our enemy, Russia, wasn't really a problem. Nothing to look at here, folks. And after the sale, the Nuclear Regulatory Commission even assured Congress and us that Russia couldn't export any raw nuclear fuel from our shores. So what difference does this make that uranium would leave our shores? I'll tell you what difference it makes. For me, it's personal. You see, in 2012, I was diagnosed with cancer. I didn't talk about it. You didn't know about it. I just did my show every weekend. And in the end, as the chemotherapy treatments progressed, I was on air talking to you without my eyebrows, eyelashes, and wearing a wig. Like so many of us, I was diagnosed and found out I was sick thanks to the advances of nuclear medicine and the medical isotopes used to create it. Those medical isotopes are the key to identifying and treating disease. They are literally life-saving. I know. So why am I telling you this, and why now? Why? Because uranium is key to nuclear imaging. Last week in my open, I told you Russia wanted our uranium so badly that they started a criminal campaign to get ours. And so began the corruption and the bribery that underlay the Uranium One deal, the one where the Clintons walked away with millions and the Russians walked away with 20% of America's uranium. The informant who brought the bribery to the attention of the FBI in the criminal case prosecuted by Eric Holder's Justice Department and Rod Rosenstein's Maryland office was gagged, so he couldn't tell you what the Russians were doing. And the lie that the uranium wasn't leaving our shores? Reports from the Hill are that when inquiries were made whether our uranium was being shipped to our enemy, Russia, NRC Chairman Gregory Yasko, a former Harry Reid staffer, apparently well-versed in the swamp, said we never issued a license to the Russian firm and no uranium could be exported without it. But hang on, folks. The NRC approved the shipment of uranium from our mines to Canada through a third party. And later, the Obama administration itself allowed it to go to Europe. Rather than give an open license to the Russians, the NRC allowed a trucking firm to circumvent the license requirement and simply transport the uranium to Canada. And no one in Congress even noticed. You know, it all makes sense now. Obama dancing with the devil, so keen on making the Iran deal with our sworn enemy. That Iran deal allowing them to develop the capability to create Moly 99 in their country from uranium and sell it back to us. Moly 99, of course, is the medical ingredient that's used to diagnose heart disease and cancer in over 40 million Americans a year. It cannot be made without uranium. So here's the bottom line. We shouldn't export our weapons-grade uranium to other countries. And I'm not even talking about the criminality and money to the Clintons and their so-called charitable foundation that accompanied the sale of our uranium to Russia, so that other countries can then provide us with medical isotopes. We don't need to give billions of dollars to other countries so that they can develop their nuclear programs and then sell it to us at a profit. We don't need Russia, Iran, or anyone else in control of our medical testing or imaging. I, for one, don't want to give anyone but Americans the leverage over that. And I got news for you. There is a law called the American Medical Isotopes Production Act that requires that our government support the development in this country of Moly 99 for medical uses. It's time to use our uranium for the development of our medical imaging, for the creation of jobs in our country, to lower health care costs for our working Americans, and not to mention the nuclear security that goes along with it. We don't need to be vulnerable to Russia, Iran, or even North Korea. We don't need them to leverage us by turning off a supply, the development of which we paid for or assisted in the creation of. You know, it's bad enough for people like me who get that cancer diagnosis, who go through the treatment, not knowing what's going to happen at the other end. We shouldn't have to deal with the thought that our uranium, our taxpayer dollars, are being used to develop our medical isotopes, increase our dependency on foreign governments, especially governments that are committed to our destruction. The problem is there's no real production of Moly-99 in the United States. We need our own domestic production, and we need to stop sending weapons-grade uranium to our enemies. You, me, and 40 million other Americans for whom nuclear imaging provides the devastating information or the sweet, precious, life-saving relief shouldn't be held hostage to people who want to kill us. And that's my open. Tell me what you think on my Facebook page, Twitter, and Instagram, #Judge Jeanine.